If you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington, and you want the truth about what it's like living and moving here, this video is for you. Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Dani Colito with eXp Realty. I've been living in Bellingham for a bit over 15 years now, and I really wish before I moved here that I would have known everything about living here and moving here from a local's perspective. So that's one reason that I created this channel, so I can connect with you guys and share the truth about what it's like living and moving to Bellingham, Washington. If at any time during this video you think, hey, I want to talk more with Dani about moving to Bellingham, please pause the video, scroll down. All my contact info is below. So let's get into the video. Here are 7 reasons why you might not want to move to Bellingham, Washington. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the Midwest. I moved out here to live in Seattle and then shortly found my way up to Bellingham. I love it here so much. I wouldn't change it for anything, but there are some things that I wish I knew before moving here, and I'm going to share them with you guys today. Number 1 is the weather woes. It's absolutely no secret that we don't have the best weather here in Bellingham. It's very much like Seattle. So if you've heard about Seattle, it rains a lot. Everybody knows that. It's what we're known for. We are known for the rain. So something funny about the rain here, nobody carries an umbrella. So if you do live here, raincoats, hoods, and you know what? One reason why people don't carry umbrellas because it's not downpouring all day long. So I want to let you know that it rains a lot, but it's not constantly raining and downpouring all day long. The truth about it is that it's really gray. It's probably 6 months out of the year, we have a lot of gray. Now, the good part about the gray, you come from the Midwest, you come from Chicago, then you're used to a lot of winter. So if you come from a place where there's a lot of snow, you're not gonna get that here, but you are gonna get some gray. The trade-off for the gray is that it's really mild. Right now, I think it's 45 degrees out. It's January. Next week, it's gonna be in the 50s. So that's the upside about it, but it is really gray here. I don't wanna sugarcoat it. I want you to be ready for it. Something that I do to combat the gray, I get really good gear and I still go outside. My kids have really good gear. We go outside, we'll still go on hikes, we'll still get out there and make the most of it because even though we don't have the sun, it still feels really good to get outside. And the weather's mild enough that you can do that all year round. Other than having really good gear, you might want to get somewhere sunny. So one really cool part of Bellingham is that we do have an airport here in Bellingham. It doesn't go to a lot of places. You can take it to Seattle and then connect internationally or anywhere in the United States. But we do have direct flights. We can go to California, you can go to Arizona from here. So there's really sunny spots that you have easy access to from Bellingham. Number 2 reason why you might not want to move to Bellingham is cost of living. We are on the West Coast. Everything is a little bit more expensive. The food is more expensive at the grocery store. The gas is more expensive. Drinks are more expensive at the bars. But the trade-off is you live in one of the most beautiful places in the United States with mild weather, with opportunity to be outside at all times. But no, housing is more expensive, rent is more expensive. It's just all around a little bit more expensive to live here, but it's not more expensive than California. I will tell you that. And we don't have state income taxes. So that kind of helps balance it out a bit. Number 3 reason you might not want to live in Bellingham is our job market. It's not amazing. We're not a city. There aren't as many opportunities as you might find in a city, but there are a lot of jobs here. There's a lot of really cool local opportunities. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that live here. We have Western Washington University. There are a lot of jobs here, but it's not as expansive and big as you might find in a city. Number 4 is the limited amenities. And I have to add this because I'm a fashion girl, limited shopping. I'm sorry to say it, especially coming from Chicago and then Seattle. I don't really find a lot of good shopping here. I like to go down to Linwood. There's a beautiful mall down in Linwood. There's a Nordstrom down there that I frequent whenever I get a chance or whenever I need to go shopping. It's about an hour away. We also have Vancouver, which is also about an hour away. So limited amenities. We don't have a Nordstrom. I'm so sorry to say that if you're a fashion girly like me. You can drive for it. Nordstrom has amazing online shopping. I like to use that too. So that's one trade-off. Limited amenities, not great shopping. Just gonna tell the truth. Number 5 is our distance to cities. So while you might live in this really beautiful nature, beautiful landscape place, it takes a while to go to a major city. Seattle's about an hour, hour and a half, depending on traffic. And then Vancouver is about an hour, hour and a half, depending on the border wait. Now, we're lucky enough to have access to these two really beautiful, vibrant, cultural cities, but it's a drive. You're gonna wanna plan it out. But if you plan it out, you have access to two major cities, shopping, restaurants, zoos, aquariums. It's a really fun outing for my kids when we do get to go to the city. Number 6, outdoor recreation dominates Bellingham. I've been really lucky enough to make friends with a lot of local people here, so I have a lot of insight to living in Bellingham. My husband is a local, so that gave me access to a lot of locals. But man, they always want to go hiking. They always want to go biking, camping, kayaking. And while that has provided me a lot of amazing access to outdoors, it just feels like it dominates here. It feels like that's what everybody's doing here. So if you're an outdoor person, this is the place for you. And if you're not, well, it's probably going to pull you out of your shell, a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you might be a little bit more outdoorsy than you thought you were. Last but not least, number 7 reason why you might not want to live in Bellingham, we have seasonal tourism. It's also a college town. So it's really packed in the bars year round. Well, everything, but yeah, I would say year round actually. It's packed in the bars year round. Fall, spring, winter, we've got all the college kids, which actually makes it really fun. And then in the summer, college kids all leave, but then we get all the tourism that comes into town, which can be really great, but it can also be a downside. We're getting really protective over our local gems and our local spots, and places are just kind of starting to blow up. If you want to go out to the San Juan Islands, you have to make a reservation ahead of time. So it seems like there's been a lot of articles in the last few years written on Bellingham. Ever since COVID, we've had such an influx of people moving here because people don't need to work in offices or big cities anymore. We don't have the traffic here, but we get a lot of seasonal tourism. We also get a good amount of tourism in the winter for Mount Baker. So about an hour and a half from Bellingham, we've got Mount Baker. If you've never heard of it, check it out. It's one of the most amazing ski mountains in the United States. And I believe in the 90s, it also has, not to off track a little bit, but in the 90s, it had the record snowfall, the most snow at any mountain in, I believe, the world. So we're so lucky. I don't know any other city where you can ski and then an hour and a half later, you can go watch the sunset in the bay. All right, there you have it. Those are 7 reasons why you might not want to move to Bellingham, Washington. I had to make this video because these are a lot of things that I wish I knew before moving here. And even after experiencing all those things and living through all those things, I still wouldn't change it for the world. I still love it here. I love helping people move here, and I love connecting with out-of-town folks. So if you're thinking about moving here, don't hesitate, scroll down, give me a call, shoot me a text, email me. I would love to talk to you more about living and moving to Bellingham.